tale of the tape for this flyweight fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the former UFC flyweight champion of the world and the former UFC featherweight champion, Henry Triple C Cejudo! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the former UFC flyweight champion of the world, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson!
You ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
All right, so we'll get another look at Henry Cejudo here tonight. All of his knockout wins have come in round 1, so the pop is there, and more often than not, it's been there early in fights. We'll see if the technical Cejudo can get off to a good start tonight. Cejudo going for the leg kick. He does not connect. Triple C for now, maybe C4 in the future, but Henry Cejudo getting a takedown early in this one, DC.
I mean, the guy's an Olympic champion. He's the best wrestler the UFC has ever seen. This guy is next level when it comes to getting takedowns. And he doesn't rush. He starts in that wide karate-based stance, lets you make a mistake. Next thing you know, you're flat on your back, as Henry Cejudo always anticipated it would be when he stepped into the fight. Oh, the kick landed.
There's the shot. There's another takedown by Cejudo. He continues to evolve as a striker. There's the kick. It's blocked. Just over 3 minutes now to go in round 1.
He's got that single collar tie.
Nice move through on the clinch by the ever-improved Henry Cejudo. Oh, nice ankle pick there. His wrestling chops on full display tonight.
Full display, and it also shows you, John, that he's willing to do it in any way.
Oh, heavy shots raining down. All right, stacked guard here. The feet are on the hips. What are you trying to do if you're in top position?
Oh, man, you're attacking those feet right away because you big level change.
Johnson gets back up again. Telegraph that spinning back fist. Oh, nice strike landed there by Cejudo.
He's got to throw that kick behind those punches.
Oh, man, I'm starting to feel bad for the canvas as he lands another takedown there.
He landed another takedown, and he's doing it over and over again. What I am a massive fan of is his cardio, the ability to be able to keep this pace over and over as he hits these takedown attempts.
Back and forth we go. Collar tie here in the clinch.
Another takedown win.
Demetrius Johnson getting peppered here from the top. He's got to figure out a way to cover up. When he locks up a triangle now, you set off the top. His go-to submission looks pretty tight to me.
Oh, and if he's got you in there, then you know that you're in a lot of trouble. He's starting to shift the
Oh, he got out!
Wow, what a great job defensively. Staying aware, staying alert. The moment a little bit of space presented itself, he took it and got himself out of that triangle. Very good defense.
Oh, that's a big right there. I mean, how about those 5 minutes, DC? One of the best rounds of the year.
Sit down, bud. Take a deep breath. Okay, listen, you need to get a little bit more active with those kicks. We're throwing them out without setting them up.
All right, we now take a look back at some of the highlights from that last round, DC. A lot for the replay guys to choose from.
I mean, these guys are going to be very busy trying to find what replay to show you guys. Lands on both sides of the octagon. Both guys fought great. What a phenomenal round.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Second round underway. All right, next round is now underway. I thought there was pretty good back and forth action in the previous round.
Yes, it wasn't a firefight. It wasn't two guys throwing the kitchen sink at each other. But you did see times when they came together and you saw the skill level of these two fighters.
All right, So there it is again, rinse, repeat, another takedown, just like we mentioned off the jump. This wrestler has been up in his opponent's face all night. Over the top, and now his opponent in a world of trouble.
Beautiful lateral change, make him think you're going low and come right over the top with that beautiful overhand. Great punch. In the half guard.
Oh, reverses the position now. Outstanding work on the ground by DJ. Now Johnson working on a choke. Oh, he's got that submission locked in. He's in real trouble.
It looks tight. It looks like he's going to get this.
Oh, I thought he was going to go out. Instead, he escapes and reverses.
He didn't go out. He got out. Great job defensively by the fighter. The fighters separate.
And a nice job at least staying upright on that. All right, what do you think? Another takedown attempt here. It seems. What a connection by him there. His opponent could be out of here soon, DC.
He's almost done. I mean, when you get hit with a shot like that, you don't know whether to run, hide, grab, or wrestle. He's confused. He's as confused as he was on his first test in elementary school. It's got to be it. It seems so tight.
Somehow he gets out.
Well, he had the triangle choke locked in, but he did a good job of staying patient, maintaining his calmness, and found a way out. Great job defensively.
Trying to guard pass here. Not today.
No, it ain't happening. Good job understanding the transitions.
Now inside the closed guard.
And he's going to try to find ways to pass and move to a submission.
Well, he's on his back, but he's moving his head on the ground pretty well defensively. Oh, not sure if that elbow caused a cut, but beautifully landed there from top position.
Very nice elbow.
All right, working inside his opponent's guard here.
You cannot sit in these jiu-jitsu guys' guard. And you can't have one arm in, one arm out. Guys will start throwing up legs, chasing triangles.
Side control now.
Great defense by the defensive fighter.
Going for a submission now, or so it appears.
He's looking to finish, John.
Oh, he's got the Kimura position locked in now. And there is the tap. Demetrius Johnson, your winner by submission. Wow, an unbelievable result here tonight by way of submission, and he bided his time there. He stayed patient, waited for an opening, and then when it was there, he certainly capitalized to get the tap here tonight. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
Let's get it to Bruce Buffer to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 55 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by tap out due to a Kimura, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Well, no surprise, Demetrius Johnson gets it done yet again here tonight. This is a championship title reign that is coming up on like 2,000 days. Absolutely incredible. You know his future's in the UFC Hall of Fame, but you wonder just how long this prime can last, because at least right now, it looks like DJ can rule this division for several more years. Dominant effort out of Demetrius Johnson here tonight. All right, now our tail of the tape for this bantamweight scrap. All right, now for the official introductions, we go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting a member of the UFC Hall of Fame, the California Kid, Uriah Faber! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the former UFC Bantamweight Champion, Dominic the Dominator Cruz!
You ready to fight? You ready? Let's do it.
So here is Dominic Cruz. You know about the defense, one of the best defensive fighters in the game, but don't sleep on the offense as well. He's an opportunistic takedown artist, and look for him to go to those takedowns late in the round with about a minute to go. He'll step away from the striking and go for the takedown. More often than not, it materializes. Back to the left hand now, unable to connect.
Drives the shin into the rib. Great body kick.
Both fighters hanging down in the pocket and both landing. Oh, there's a big overhand. Well, this striker has come out swinging early, and you know his style is based on aggression, and largely it's worked out for him tonight.
It's worked out phenomenally to this point. He's fighting exactly as he needs to if he wants to win this fight.
Oh, nice job to block the kick. Faber lands to the body. Nice job by Cruz here on the feet. Eric Del Fierro likes what he sees there in the corner. Cruz has really taken his boxing to the next level. We have crossed the midpoint here in our opening round. And now some separation. Oh, a huge block there. Trying to land the elbow there to no avail. Was that combo? He is really doing a nice job stringing his shots together now. Shot down on the inside. He's hit now.
Into that uppercut, and it landed exactly as he was hoping. He's giving him so many different things right now.
Good shot, good shot.
Oh my goodness! Oh, he got him again.
Both fighters throwing heat now. Well, he rocked him pretty good, but didn't sort of smell blood in the water, and now his opponent's back in the fight.
I mean, blood is his order. You gotta go get it. You gotta go find the finish. You cannot let it off the hook like that. Because now he will be motivated to try to go and hurt you as you hurt him.
So we call on the numbers here. 40 total strikes have now landed for Dominic Cruz. Strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their toll as this fight goes into the latter rounds. Good job by the defense to prevent that shot from getting through. All right, he gets the takedown now, DC. We'll see what he can do in this advantageous spot.
He set it up beautifully. Let's see if he can now take full advantage of it.
Horn sounds for the end of round one.
Just like we drilled in the gym.
All right, let us get you some replays now from that previous round, DC, and certainly you got to think so.
You ready to fight? You ready?
Round two is underway. Oh, he lands another debilitating strike to the body, and he continues to punish his opponent's midsection. Had a lot of success with it in the previous round, and picking up exactly where he left off. Big right hand. Oh, huge right hand! This could be it. Oh, roundhouse kick. All right, so now we start to see some bruising appearing on the torso, and all of that courtesy of the body work of his opponent.
Just the wherewithal to go to the body and the discipline to stay with that approach. I mean, it's just tremendous. You see a fighter with a high fight IQ following a game plan, and it's working.
Oh, Oh, he's got it locked in.
He's got that arm triangle deep.
Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory.
A lot of top pressure being applied here as he works out of side control.
Oh, he got to the spot.
Lands with the ground and pound here. So we have crossed the midpoint in this one. All right, half guard position here. We'll see what he can do with it. A lot of weapons at his disposal from this dominant position.
Oh, man. I feel for a wrestler, this is the most dominant position in all of fighting. Because wrestlers love control.
Right.
And to have your upper body free and your leg able to hold your opponent in position, it is like striking gold. Build your posture, throw your punches, big damage, but then always control the far side. Underhook, this is a great position for a top fighter.
Look at the torso on the right side. Major bruising, and it's only getting worse.
Nice uppercut.
You wonder if the offensive fighter is going to start to get frustrated here. Most, if not all, of these shots are getting blocked.
They're getting blocked because he's fighting one of the best defensive fighters in the UFC.
Faber is swelling now around that jaw area. We'll see if he can make some adjustments and perhaps defensively raise that guard to prevent any further damage. 20 seconds to go. And just inches away from landing one of those big right hands. And there's a takedown attempt. 2 rounds in the books. All right, there's the end of the round. What a fight we've got, man. I mean, multiple knockdowns. And how about the beard on that one fighter, huh?
How is he even still standing?
I don't know.
How is he still standing? How is he still eating these strikes like Skittles? I mean, this dude should be out. Most people in the world would be done, but he continues to press forward and continues to fight. It is unreal to witness.
Ready to fight? Ready.
All right, here we go. Third and final round. Cruz gets hit with it. Gets on the feet. His opponent in a lot of trouble now.
That was Cain Velasquez's punch of choice. Every time he landed that overhand right, he hurt people bad. And this guy has his opponent hurt very badly again.
Keep it busy here on the clinch. Well, it seems like there has been an opening for that overhand all night long. Let's see if he goes back to it here. Well, as we pull up the numbers there, bottom of your screen, the body strikes really tell the story in this one. That was a big focus for his camp coming in, and he has certainly worked that midsection to great effect here tonight. Faber lands with the left hand. Well, why fix what's not broken? Why not go right back to that overhand here again? Well, this
might be the biggest shot of this entire fight. He landed a massive hook to put his opponent on wobbly legs.
Just over 3 minutes to go in round 3.
Big shot to the head. Both unwilling to take a step back. What a phenomenal fight.
Big head kick. Faber's got a cut on the forehead. Yes, he's bleeding now, so some work for the cut man in between rounds if we get there.
Oh, great level change there.
We passed the midway point of the third and final round. Now drops inside that closed guard, DC.
Full guard. Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound.
Cruz's pass attempt denied.
And there you go, again, half guard.
Cruz is back in full mount.
He's got to start throwing now.
Big shots landed by him now. Cruz is trying to lock up on a submission now. Ooh, this could be it. That thing is tight.
That arm triangle is deep.
Oh, somehow he got out.
That was beautiful. Look at how he brought his hips up in the air. Used his momentum to swing himself back to his chest being facing the mat. What a beautiful display of submission defense.
20 seconds to go in the fight. Oh, he's trying to pin that arm in the triangle now. Ooh, arm triangle's in tight.
It's getting in very tight.
Oh, under the chin here. Could be the end. So the fight goes the distance, and man, did they entertain the masses. We'll see how the judges saw it. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1 scores this contest 29-28, Cruz. Judge 2 scores it 29-29. And Judge 3 scores it 29-28.
For the winner by majority decision, Dominic the Dominator Cruz.
All right, so a fight that had a little bit of everything goes to Dominic Cruz by way of decision. Nice to see him still getting it done at this stage of his career.
Dominic Cruz is the greatest bantamweight of all time. And he goes out there and shows that over a long fight, he can rely on that championship experience gained over the course of his title run. Earns another massive decision.
There's nothing but death in your destinies. Set the template from what I've written on a piece of paper. And if I
Our tale of the tape for this middleweight fight. All right, now for the official introductions, the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting an Ultimate Fighter season winner, the former UFC middleweight champion of the world, and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, Michael the Cow Bisping! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Nick
Ready to fight? Ready.
So here's the future Hall of Famer and former UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping, known primarily as a striker, but if he needs to go to the takedown, he is not afraid to do so, has some jiu-jitsu skills as well. Prevailing wisdom, though, is that Michael Bisping is going to try to throw hands and kicks here in this matchup tonight.
He blocked that one.
Punches and bunches for Nick Diaz now. Oh, knee strike right to the body. All right, early action here. A nice hook by the boxer gets home on the kickboxer. This is exactly the range in which he wants to be fighting.
Yeah, because it limits the kickboxer, and the kickboxer has a very high guard. So if you're tight and you just pivot with the hook, it lands around that guard, and he does a lot of damage with it. Good punch lands.
Diaz's kick to the body here. That one oh, picture-perfect shot there, DC, and one more of those, he might be out.
I mean, the fight is going to be on top, and he's still standing. That shot landed perfect. Oh, nice right hand. Nice land. Great punch. These boys are standing right in front of each other, just kind of going at it.
Oh, Diaz is bleeding from the mouth, Daniel. Looks as though there's a cut on his lip. Thankfully, he's a lot tougher than I am. 2 minutes now to go in the opening round. All right, so a good job defensively by him here as he raises the guard and prevents any damage.
Shades of James Toney. Always seeing things coming at him. He's such a great defensive fighter. Oh, nice hit there by Diaz.
Oh, nice jab by him there, and I guess on the other side, hard to get your offense going when your head keeps getting snapped back like a Pez dispenser.
Every time he tries to go forward and use his own offense, the jab is stopping him in his tracks. He's doing a great job of fighting behind him.
All right, champ, starting to see some swelling upstairs now.
So he's taking way too many shots to the head. You gotta move your head. You cannot be on a straight line. Otherwise, you will take shots, and that shot and those shots leads to your face starting to swell. He closes the distance beautifully. He's got a single collar tie. What a kick. That one landed. Way to hide that leg kick.
Level change there, goes for the takedown.
He passes the half guard.
5 minutes in the books. Heading back to the corner now after a competitive round. And Diaz's corner looks a little bit concerned, perhaps because of that cut on the lip that was opened up there in that round. Starting to bleed pretty good. Cutman's got his work to do now. So the crowd voicing its appreciation after that round. We had a knockdown courtesy of a punch midway through. DC, here's your highlight.
It was straight. He threw him in combination.
You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, let's get to round two. Countering with the jab here, but a nice job blocking it by Bisping.
Nice punch.
Kick to the body by Diaz. Missed with that attempt.
Oh, back and forth we go.
Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there. Oh, looked like he got tagged a couple times there up top. Nice job by him defensively there. Nice front kick there. Bisping gets tagged by that straight punch. Nice land for the offense there.
He landed that massive shot. Now he needs to try to find the next shot that will finish the fight.
Oh, big shots here. Oh, another heavy shot gets through. And lands an elbow on the inside.
Oh, he's got the guillotine.
Oh, gotta protect your neck. Guillotine choke is locked in. Oh, somehow, some way he got out.
These guys are back and forth, and submission defense wins this transition.
Oh, that guillotine choke is tight. Oh, he got out.
Oh, he got out. He did a great job. He attacked the lock. He got pressure forward, then off to the side, rolled to his back to release that pressure. He's got the choke in.
Well, everybody in this arena still digesting this result. What a win for him tonight, and he gets it done by submission, no less.
He said he was going to get it done by submission. To watch an athlete call a shot is always fun. He should be very proud.
All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
He was able to get the fight to the ground exactly where he wanted it. Eventually, his opponent gave him an opportunity to get a submission. He did that, and he should be very proud of the work he did tonight in the octagon.
Bruce Buffer has your official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 1 second of the second round. Declaring the winner by submission due to an arm triangle choke, Nick Diaz!
Well, he hasn't been the most active fighter on the roster, but when he competes, he still finds a way to get the job done. Congratulations to Nick Diaz, who comes through with yet another signature win here tonight. This 209 tattoo looking pretty good right now. will the tape for this much-anticipated middleweight encounter. To get us started with the official introductions, we go inside to the veteran voice of the Octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the ex-murderer, and now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the former UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, Vitor the Phenom Belfort.
You ready to fight? You ready?
Dateline, Anaheim, California, USA. We are inside Honda Center, where women were ushered into the UFC in this very building back in 2013.
In this very building, the biggest star,
Gets back to his feet. Rock'em sock'em out of the chute here. Huge shots being landed on both sides. And now a left. Oh, another ground strike gets through. Big left hand lands upstairs.
beautiful job getting those hands up.
Oh, how good is this? 1 minute into the fight, and we got a full-on brawl.
These guys said that they were going to point to the center of the octagon, and they were going to fight. Did I believe them? No. So right now, I am so wrong. They are doing exactly what they said.
Yeah, shades of Max Holloway against Ricardo Lamas back in the day. All right, so we'll see what sort of defensive response ensues here. He's taken a lot of shots upstairs and the sweat. Now his opponent's really on the ropes.
His opponent's on Beat Street. He's hurt so bad. I don't know what he's going to do to stay in this fight.
Massive left hand.
That was lightning fast, that right hand. Oh, he hurt him again.
Oh, with authority, the body. And he comes through with a big knee.
He brutalized him with the ground and pound. This fight is close to being done.
Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
All right, so now we start to see some redness underneath the elbow. You got to think he's going to continue to attack the body with all of his strikes.
Well, his opponent has not done anything to deter him. He should keep doing this, keep going to the well. He's hurt so bad. He's got to find safety, find a way that he can recover.
Big left hand.
This is a crazy high pace.
And now leather. Gotta start looking for the finish here. Oh, that hammer fist is doing damage tonight. Oh, big shots raining down. All right, let's get you some replays now. Certainly a lot for our replay guys to work with in the truck. This was a clinic tonight in terms of mixed martial arts acumen in every realm of the game.
And once he got to the top, he started to land brutal ground and pound until the fight was called off. Just a dominant performance from the top position.
All right, the official decision is in. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 7 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, the ex-murderer, Silva!
So with style points, as always, the ex-murderer Wanderlei Silva is your winner here tonight. And it's so hard when you have this reputation for putting on a show to not just win the fight, but to do so while entertaining the masses. Wanderlei Silva has made a career doing just that, and he was true to form here tonight. Now our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight. All right, now for the introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Dan Henderson! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion, Mauricio Shogun Hua!
You ready to fight? Ready. Good.
Mixed martial arts royalty, Dan Hendo Henderson, ready to go for round 1. His MMA career began with 5 consecutive first-round finishes, and he's had a few of those in the UFC as well. He'll get back to his feet yet again. Oh, but not a good look for the judges here. Look how wobbly he is. Throws a big right hand, but doesn't find its home. Right hook to the head block. Henderson's cut now above the eye, courtesy of that strike. We will keep an eye on it as the fight continues. Big power shot there.
He's got some hands, man.
Tried to land the punch, but a swing and a miss by Shogun Hua. That one connected.
Well, he blocks a shot there.
Right to the target. Let's see if his opponent can survive.
I cannot believe he is still standing after taking that one. Beautiful.
Drops down inside the now closed guard of his opponent.
Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or kick round and round.
Well, that overhand big weapon for him throughout his career. It's been there all night. Look for him to go back to it here. Oh, nice jab to the dome by Hua.
That jab cannot miss. He lands another.
Opens the guard, now stacked guard. Oh, trying to pass here, but Dikembe Mutombo style, he gets denied.
Block! Great job blocking that pass by the bottom fighter. Got hurt again. Now he's backed up. Holy smoke!
I mean, you gotta be kidding me with that knockout. If that is not the #1 play on SportsCenter tonight, I'm not sure what would top it. One of the best knockouts we've seen all year.
In a very long time. I have not seen someone look this good. He promised us something, and he delivered with that beautiful knockout.
We send it inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 32 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Mauricio Shogun Hua!
So there he is, folks, Mauricio Shogun Hua, enjoying yet another seminal moment with his teammates after a UFC win. This man has been there, he has done that, and tonight he puts it all together once again. Shogun Hua is your winner. Congratulations to Shogun. got cardio for days, and he is as high-level a wrestler as we have seen cross into this division in some time. Can do worse than having a high-level wrestling base for mixed martial arts.
Well, he wants the pace. It's the pace and the pressure. It's what separates the wrestlers from everyone else. It's an ability to go to those dark places, live in them, make those hard moments the best moments of your day. And when you get to the octagon, everything seems easier. This kid has an ability to operate in the darkness, operate in the tough moments. He's going to have to try and drown his opponent, drag him to those deep waters, and try to ensure that he can't compete with him.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch this kid fight, John.
Oh, mentally, he's just so forged, right? I mean, he'll chain takedowns, no discouragement if he doesn't get it. It's really a pleasure to watch high-level wrestlers perform when they're at their best. We'll see if he can be that here tonight. So here's the legend, George St. Pierre, former UFC welterweight champion, former UFC middleweight champion, and DC as one of the most decorated wrestlers on this UFC roster. You gotta be pretty amazed at what this man has been able to accomplish without any amateur wrestling credentials to speak of.
Yeah, with no background, the guys that he's been in there with and controlled the wrestling exchanges has truly been unbelievable to watch. I was in Canada when he fought Josh Koscheck, and he took Josh Koscheck, who was an NCAA champion, down whenever he needed to.
Right.
But it was also the striking that made him so dangerous. I remember George St. Pierre had this combination. It was a lead jab, a lead Superman jab into the leg kick. Everyone wanted to try and do it, and they say imitation is the greatest form of getting a compliment. We all tried to beat George St. Pierre.
He's got more SBs than you.
He does. He's a man.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. It's time! This fight is 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC welterweight champion and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, Matt Hughes. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC middleweight champion and former UFC welterweight champion and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, George Rush St. Pierre.
So Herb Dean, third man in there for this one.
Ready.
Well, no shortage of UFC history has been made inside these walls. Good to have you with us from Honda Center tonight here in Anaheim, California. So many big UFC live events in this venue, DC.
It's a great arena. It's a beautiful arena, but one that I would gladly never step foot in again. I think he's the only guy to lose 2 UFC championships in this pit of hell that is called the Honda Center. No, fantastic arena just does not work for me. You heard him bad.
Massive head kick. Swing and a miss by Hughes. All right, early action here. We'll see how soon George St. Pierre can get one of his patented takedowns, but it all works off of the jab that you saw right there.
It does. I mean, he does. He has a beautiful jab.
Harris lands, and maybe time to get the bonus checks ready.
I mean, this fight is about done. He's got him hurt very bad with his head kick. Now he has to find one more strike in the night.
Oh, and now a big left hand.
Oh. Oh! Oh, nice elbow.
Hughes' forehead is bleeding now. Cut is open. Oh, no denying that he rocked him, but couldn't quite get the finish.
He hurt him real bad. but he couldn't find the shot that would put him to sleep. He threw a lot of punches, but he couldn't get the one to land on the button that would end the night. Nice punch to the head.
Just over 2 minutes to go in round one. Well, missed on that one. Oh, big kick lands flush. Well, now these kicks are really starting to pile up since he found his range. This could be trouble. And now they are throwing both sides with conviction. Oh, beautiful hook. Oh, nice combination there. He is just killing him with volume too.
Jab, right hand, body shot, kicks. What a masterful show of different techniques and ability to throw in combination.
Nicely done. St. Pierre's right back to the full mount. All right, he's in a half-guard position here, DC, and in a good spot to dole out a lot of damage, I would think.
A lot of damage can be done from the half-guard. You sit back on that leg, you press down into your opponent, you drop elbows.
Oh, these ground strikes are just brutal. There's the horn. Plenty of action to digest from that one. All right, heading back to the corner now after that round. And Hughes' corner now. We'll take a look at that lip. The cut man is in, and you got to tighten that up. It's really starting to bleed now. We'll see if it rears its ugly head as this fight continues. All right, so Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Alistair Overeem. It is not. But let us look back at some of the replays from that round, because there's a cut on the lip now that he's got to deal with.
As long as I never got to see nothing like that again in my entire life.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, here we go with round two. All right, next round is now underway. Hopefully the action continues at a high level. Pretty good first 5 minutes.
Pretty good first 5 minutes. Both of them can really pick it up. Let's see who decides they're going to lead the dance as we go forward.
Oh, they're trading huge shots here. We'll see who's the last man standing. Well, you saw us reference it in the tail of the tape, DC. He's got the reach advantage and certainly made good use of it there in landing that jab. Inside the closed guard now.
I mean, he went right into his full guard. What does he do to try to advance himself to give him more of an advantage on the mat?
Beautiful combination there by GSP.
Nasty high kick. How is he still standing? Oh!
Oh, and he lands another takedown here, just doing a nice job not telling.
And now he's in the guillotine.
That guillotine is tight. Ooh, sorry to cut you off, but he got out.
What a great job attacking the lock, rolling to your back, giving up the mount. He chose a much worse position over giving up that submission. This has got to be the end of the fight.
Oh, he's out.
He actually escaped. Look, I gotta stop writing these dudes obituaries, man. I always think they're done. Surprise me.
Moving his head pretty well defensively on the ground here.
He's got to be careful here. This man is landing brutal ground and pound.
Oh, heavy shots continue to rain down. Just over 2 minutes now to go in round two. Good movement by him here, transitioning very well on the ground tonight.
Step for step, he's staying with his opponent in every transition. Great job not only reversing the position, but getting to your dominant position. Oh, Kimura attack, yep.
Oh, he's got the Kimura locked in. Wow, somehow, some way he gets the arm out.
It looked like he was done, John, but he was able to stay comfortable, stay patient, and now he finds himself safe.
Both guys appeared to land there. All right, 45 seconds now to go in the round. Sniff that one out as he blocks the kick.
Come on, man, let's get that.
Man, as he landed a high volume of strikes here in round two, definitely picking up the pace after round one. So we got the message from the...
He's gonna try to take him down. There you go.
Oh, crowd really enjoyed that one. What goes comes up, must come down. Man, I mean, what would that do to me? I'd be out like half a year, bro.
You'd be done, John. You would not be calling fights. You would not be working anymore. Your back would be out. But people get mad when somebody wrestles too much, and they always enjoy slams like that.
All right, there's the horn, and what a round, champ. We got to talk about the knockdown. When you knock somebody down like that, got to be kind of fun to strut your way back to the store.
I mean, you are 10 foot tall. When you can drop another person with a strike, you are 10 foot tall. Now, the issue is he did not find the finish, and he used a lot of energy trying to finish that fight.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Third round underway.
Look at him whip his hip into that kick.
So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Oh, now lands a kick to the body.
Another big body kick land.
Here's his body getting all sorts of bruised up on that right side now.
And he has a great double leg. My goodness, he has a great double leg. That is tight.
Here's the top.
Goodness.
As many star points as you can produce. Whoa!
Holy smokes.
What a moment for this fighter here tonight. Called his shot, gets the win by way of submission. That after party's going to be on fire.
He got to his position. He found the submission, he squeezed, and got it done. It was amazing to watch, and it was amazing to be a part of the broadcast for such an amazing performance.
All right, let's get it to Bruce Buffer. He has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 16 seconds of round number 3. Declaring the winner by tap out, George Rush St.
All right, so another green stripe for the Wikipedia page for one George St. Pierre, and this time he gets it done by submission.
George St. Pierre has always taken his opponents down at will. Tonight, he was more willing to engage on the ground, and it led to a submission victory.
UFC middleweight champion Anderson the Spider Silva is set to make the walk here tonight. This is a man still getting it done in his mid-40s, DC. Proved in the Israel Adesanya fight that he could still hang in there over a hard 15 minutes with the best guys in the world.
Anderson Silva is still able to compete even though he's up there in age a little bit, and that's because of his commitment to the sport of mixed martial arts. He loves competing. He loves the spotlight. Everything that you need to drive you to be able to stay active and stay relevant in this sport, Anderson Silva possesses. Every time he steps foot in the octagon, we get a chance to witness one of the greatest fighters of all time.
And when DC needed an opponent for UFC 200 on about 24 hours notice, the greatest of all time was your Huckleberry. Not too bad. Anderson Silva, ready to make a statement here tonight. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight fight. We send it inside the octagon. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. Time! This fight is 5 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the former UFC middleweight champion of the world, the All-American Bruce Buffer. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC middleweight champion and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, Anderson the Spider Silva.
All right, Herb Dean, third man in the octagon for this one.
Ready. Good.
So here he is, the Muay Thai stylist, ex-gym product, Anderson Silva. We'll see how he approaches the early going here tonight. He has been a fast starter. Most of his UFC appearances have ended in round 1 or round 2. We'll see how Silva approaches this challenge here early. Oh, he's got hand skills for days. Beautiful combination of punches to the head.
Oh, nice kick.
All right, so there it is. Just to your expectation, Danny, you felt like the wrestler was going to be able to get his takedown game going, and the kickboxer is floored immediately in round 1.
Well, they say wrestlers have the ability to dictate where the fight takes place, especially against a kickboxer. And with that takedown, he proved that point very sternly.
Well, Silva's in half guard. Ground and pound the hammer. Mark Coleman would be proud. Man, another one lands. He's trying to pound his opponent's head through the canvas.
Now he's got a good body position, yup.
All right, inside his opponent's guard here, DC. You don't want to play around here too long.
No, you got to either have 2 hands in or 2 hands out, or guys start to attack triangle.
Weidman's going for the sub here. Oh, he might be in trouble here. No, he's out. The fight's going to continue.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was over. I thought this fight was over.
Going to try to take his opponents back here, and he does. Oh, that's a pretty slick reversal right there. Silva's in half guard. All right, he's hanging out inside the closed guard of his opponent here, DC. You got to be careful. Well, Silva's back in half guard. He's very comfortable here.
That was a slick transition.
All right, so he's got the ground and pound game going here.
You can't take all those unanswered strikes. They don't have to be that damaging.
Yeah.
You just got to move.
Oh, switch kick. Nailed it. Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect, and this guy has done this technique thousands of times. He lands a switch knee.
All right, so the commitment to the takedown pays off. After several failed attempts, he finally gets his first takedown. Now let's see what he can do with it. 45 seconds to go here in round 1.
Nice job blocking that shot.
So we crossed the 30-second mark in our opening round. And now some separation. Final here. Now he's got the single collar in the clinch. Second round, straight ahead. Well, what a round it was, especially from a striking standpoint. DC, take us through.
High-level striking. I mean, this is what people come through the doors to see. Two men stand on a quarter, chest to chest.
You ready to fight? You ready?
Second round here. Oh, nicely done as he blocks the shot and delivers that straight counter. Oh, beautiful front kick. Oh, we'll see if he can finish. Well, his opponent seemed to be stunned to a significant extent, but was able to recover, and it's almost like he let him off the hook.
Kind of let him off the hook. He needed to really put his foot on the gas to try to find that finish.
Silva gets caught by that straight punch. His defense has abandoned him tonight. All right, so the swelling becoming a real factor right now. Did they inject something into his face, or is he just swollen from the strikes?
Swollen from the strikes, man. Guy taking a couple shots. You never know which one is going to start to make you get damaged. Something good landed, and now you see the swelling starting. When you're in the clinch, you can pull down the head and land a beautiful punches to the head.
Oh, nice job working hard, posting, and getting back up. We go 2 minutes down here in the second round. Well, he has really picked up the pace here in round two. Much more aggressive than we saw in round one, and now starting to find himself in the pocket.
Yeah, he's in half guard here.
All right, operating inside the closed guard now. Oh, he's going for his arm now. Ooh, that submission looks tight. Your winner by submission.
Oh, my goodness.
So what a win for him here tonight. He gets it done and gets it done by way of submission. He told us this week, I got to keep these judges out of it. Mission accomplished.
Absolutely. He is a phenomenal grappler. He said that he held the advantage there, and that would show itself in the fight. He proved that, and he gets a submission victory. Amazing.
All right, so a wild round and a wild sequence there on the ground. DC, talk us through the highlight.
He's such a phenomenal grappler. I don't understand how people don't know that this guy wants to submit you. He is the best grappler, best submission specialist we've seen in a long time.
Let's go to Bruce Buffer inside the octagon with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes of round number 2. Declaring the winner by submission due to an armbar, the All-American Chris Weidman!
So Chris Weidman is your winner here, and he begins to enjoy it with his longtime coaches, Matt Serra, Ray Longo. This was a big effort out of Chris tonight, and one that his entire team expected on any given Saturday night. That guy right there just might be the best in the world in this middleweight division. Big win for Weidman tonight.
Money in the bank, if I break this mic, I'll send man a box, no rips inside. Top of the game, just falling. What you gonna do this brand new morning? Tunnel vision, but I might help you, so I didn't see what the hate was.
It's always tough when you draw that high-level wrestler who has a lifetime of experience in a one-on-one competitive situation. Prevailing wisdom is he'll have the wrestling advantage in this one tonight.
As his dad said, the moment he introduced him to the sport, he knew that he was made to be a wrestler. The kid slept in his headgear. He only wants to wrestle, and by doing that, he puts you in danger. He's constantly in your face, constantly trying to dig at your gas tank. he goes from transition to transition, single, double, to high crotch. It does not matter the attack. He just knows that he will give you so much to process in terms of the wrestling that eventually he will get you to the ground.
You ever sleep in your headgear?
I sleep in my headgear.
All the time?
All the time.
All right, big one for him here tonight. Let's get to it. Well, you could argue his kickboxing is as good as anyone's in this division, but this is a mixed martial arts fight. You got to think that a lot of people in this division are going to try to put him on his ass.
Well, you have to. If you're standing with this guy, if you're stuck on your feet fighting this man, you're constantly in trouble. So you've got to give him mixed looks. But I'm going to tell you, he has been very impressive in this regard. He has shown an ability to stay upright, defend takedowns just enough to give himself a chance. Because of that, he has had a lot of success at the start of his UFC career.
And he's brought in a lot of fans from the kickboxing world. So let's see if he can produce for all the masses watching around the world tonight. Chuck Liddell, ready to engage in another high-profile matchup here tonight. Our tail of the tape for this light heavyweight tilt. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 5 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, the People's Champ, Tito And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion and the member of the UFC Hall of Fame, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Herb Dean, our referee for this one.
Ready. Good.
All right, so here he is, the UFC Hall of Famer and former light heavyweight champion, the legendary Iceman Chuck Liddell. And it's amazing talking to UFC featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski, who says he wouldn't even be fighting were it not for a guy like Chuck Liddell. And here is the Iceman, still motivated to get it done in the big show against all of these young athletes. And if recent results are any indication, still, there's the double leg. All right, so there it is. The takedown is there on the first attempt. Wrestling's the best base for mixed martial arts. I didn't wrestle, but that is what I believe, and the kickboxer is not at all where he wants to be early in this fight.
As a wrestler myself, you dig into these fights and you think this is exactly what's going to happen. This wrestler's going to level change. The kicks are going to get caught. He's going to find ways to get this guy down and try to overwhelm him. That's exactly what he's doing at the start of the fight.
Ortiz's forehead is bleeding now. Cut just opened up.
Another big thing. Oh, right into mount. He's doing a really good job putting himself in position.
Tito's back in full mount.
Look at him attack that arm triangle on the opposite side. When it's time to finish, he will lock his hands, pass his body all the way to the opposite side, drop his chest to get all the way down to his opponent's neck to try to choke him out and finish the fight.
That's tight.
Oh, he actually bridged, got his hips up in the air, used his momentum momentum to take him back towards his opponent's feet, chest down to the mat to get out of that deep submission attempt.
Oh, nice work with the knee there by Ortiz. Overhand left.
He's got to throw that kick behind those punches.
Oh, roundhouse kick lands.
Now they separate.
Oh, single collar tie here. Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
Nice transition.
Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Chuck Liddell. And he is back up to his feet. Hook to the head by Chuck Liddell. And again, back to that punch. Oh, head kick blocked by Tito. 15 seconds to go. Stuffs the takedown, no problem. And now some distance as they pull it back. Round 2 is next. All right, so that round is in the books. Tito's bleeding from the forehead a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that as the fight continues. Hopefully the cut man can do his work and get it under control so it doesn't bleed down into the fighter's eyes. All right, let us get you some replays from that previous round. He certainly got a lot done on the feet, and as such, he has opened up.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, second round underway. Nice straight right lands.
Got tagged. He's hurting him bad, man. That right hook is nasty.
Oh, he lands a massive kick here.
Oh, nice level kick.
Back to the feet now. Ortiz, his elbow here is blocked. Nice job defensively there. So pretty good recovery by the opponent after getting stunned pretty good. Got to capitalize on those opportunities.
I mean, you can't waste these opportunities. You don't get them as often as you like. Get a guy hurt, you got to find a way to finish the fight.
Print the shirts, ground and pound. So no judges needed tonight as he pounds him out for the TKO. I'm hoping I get an invite to the after party. All right, so here is the perennial heavyweight contender, former K1 World Grand Prix champion Alistair Overeem. And DC, it's sort of hard to tell an effective history of heavyweights in MMA without coming across the name The Ring.
Yes, because he's been a champion in every organization he's ever fought. As you said, K1, Dream champion, Strikeforce champion. has not held the UFC title, but has competed for it before in his career and will be looking to earn another chance at the championship. High-level striker, but the one thing that is overlooked when you think of Alistair Overeem is that great guillotine choke that he has, that he's finished a number of opponents with.
Of Alistair Overeem has stepped inside the octagon. He is ready to fight. All right, here's the former UFC heavyweight champion and in all likelihood future UFC Hall of Famer Cain Velasquez. You guys have been sharpening each other's skills for years, and it's good to see Cain back and healthy here tonight.
Exactly where he belongs. Cain Velasquez is a fighter, and he deserves to be fighting inside of the octagon. One of the tighter strikers the UFC has ever seen in the heavyweight division. The cardio, the pace, the pressure that you face when you fight a Cain Velasquez is overwhelming. Guys melt, and it's because after one round you realize we're just getting started.
Right.
And Cain's only revving up the engine. It's truly, truly difficult to stare down the barrel of a fight with Cain Velasquez.
And he hasn't necessarily adopted my Cardio Cain moniker, but there are few guys that can match the cardiovascular strength of the great Cain Velasquez. Big spot for him here tonight. Cain Velasquez steps inside the octagon and is ready to fight. And now our tail of the tape for this heavyweight fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. It's time! This fight is 5 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Alistair Overeem! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC heavyweight champion, Cain
Herb Dean, our third man in the octagon for this one. All right, so here is Alistair Overeem. We'll see if we see those improvements in the footwork and the speed here early on in round one. Left punch is clean, followed by a right. Big shots being landed on both sides here. Effective jab there by Velasquez. Oh, man, these fighters are trading strikes early on.
It's exactly what we expected from these two. Oh, there it is. That's that one, that right hand.
His opponent still up.
I mean, he's still on his feet, but he's not up.
Oh, big ground strikes continue to land.
Big knee to the body.
Oh, big knee there. Well, at this point, DC, I'm not sure if he's just biding his time or just trying to get some extra reps, but go finish them. Oh, heavy shots raining down. All right, let's get you some replays now. Certainly a lot for our replay guys to work with in the truck. This was a clinic tonight in terms of mixed martial arts acumen in every realm of the game.
And once he got to the top, he started to land brutal ground and pound until the fight was called off. Just a dominant performance from the top position.
All right, let's get it inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean's called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 38 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Cain Velasquez!
those who tried to bury Cain Velasquez, you've got to say that was a premature assessment after this performance here tonight. Massive victory for Cardio Cain, the former two-time UFC heavyweight champion, and still a guy who many believe is the greatest heavyweight in UFC history. He showed you that prime form here tonight. Now let's see if Cain gets a crack at the belt that he twice held. He is the best mixed martial artist that the nation of Sweden has ever produced. Former two-time UFC light heavyweight title challenger Alexander Gustafsson, and he hasn't realized the UFC title yet. But I know you guys will always have UFC 192, one of the harder fights of your career.
One of the toughest nights that I've ever had in the UFC, and Alexander Gustafsson showed in that night that not only is he skilled, he's as tough as they come. From the war with John Jones, to the war that him and I had, to some of the biggest victories that he stood and he's won in the octagon. A very, very skilled striker with fantastic boxing, unbelievable footwork, and very, very underrated wrestling. One of the only guys that can say he's taken me down and also taken John Jones down in a championship fight.
He really is the total package. I know he hasn't solved that John Jones puzzle yet, but truly a special striker. And in terms of the movement at 205 pounds on the feet, nobody does it better than this. Well, a lot of people think this man is a future UFC champion. I'm not going to go that far just yet, but in terms of putting together a modern-day mixed martial arts athlete into one package, this kid can do it all.
Yeah, because you watch what you say. Guys like me will just scream, this guy's a future champion. If your word holds value, so you won't do that. But every now and again, there comes a guy that seems to have it. This guy has it. This guy, when you look at him, see a championship belt around his waist because he can do it all. He's got high-level wrestling, high-level grappling, high-level striking. He reminds me of Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
There was no I wonder with Usman. It was when will it happen? This guy possesses that type of skill.
And he has sort of a championship aura, right? He walks into our fighter meeting, methodically managing his energy. Seems to be the total package. Obviously a perfect test for him right here, right now at this stage of his career. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Alexander "The Mauler" Gustafsson. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC light heavyweight champion, John Bones Jones!
Referee Herb Dean will handle the action in the octagon.
Good.
All right, here we go. John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson set to run it back. Of course, their first meeting in UFC 165, one of the greatest fights in UFC light heavyweight history. You wonder if Gus might change the approach here, though, as they meet again. Maybe take some more calculated risks to really try to get Jones out of it.
He really needs to be a little more aggressive in this fight. In the second fight, he didn't fight to his full potential. He feels as though he's left a lot inside of the octagon and still believes he is the guy to beat John Jones.
Well, John Jones showing you some of those new weapons here tonight. Mike Winklejohn is always fond of saying you don't see 30% of what Johnny Bones is able to do. On that punch right there, his opponent's compromised, DC.
It's one thing to land a hard shot. It's another thing completely to land a perfect shot. And that was a perfect shot. Jab hurt him a little bit. Oh, just opening up on him now. He went hard on that one.
All right, well, good news is he rocked him. Bad news. Power shots landing on both sides. And the chins continue to hold up. So far, a frantic pace as expected.
Oh, nice takedown.
Well, you know he's comfortable fighting off his back. Posture's up now. Oh, and delivers. Huge punch to the head there. Another ground and pound strike gets home.
It's tight.
Oh, come on. I'd be tapping. That's got to be it. Oh, he got out.
Wow, that is amazing that he did not tap to that submission. He was in very deep, but he made slight movements, got off to the side, slipped his right arm out, and found safety. Great job defensively. Oh.
Posture's up now and lands the vicious head strike. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting sit, Jones is looking for that arm triangle now. Oh, he's in trouble here, DC.
He's got the triangle with a lot of pressure going down on his opponent.
John Jones, the winner by submission.
Oh, my goodness, what a fight.
Absolutely remarkable what this fighter was able to accomplish here tonight. As you can see, the years of repetitions in the gym to set it up and ultimately get the tap there. Great technique to set up the finish. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
Just watch how slowly he approaches the submission, though. He never rushes. He takes his time, but it's his trickiness. It's his ability to trick people into going to the floor with him that puts them in danger and finishing fights.
All right, we send it inside the octagon. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 27 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to an arm triangle choke, John Bones Jones!
All right, you heard it there from Buff. Congratulations to John Jones, your winner tonight by submission. This is a man who has more than 10 decision wins in the UFC, so it's got to feel good for him to get back to his finishing ways tonight.
Well, to get out there and get a finish. Jones is fighting the best fighters the UFC has to offer, so you will get tougher, longer fights. But tonight is a bit of a step back to the old days where he was finishing guys, and this time he did it by submission.